quite a volatile day. Nifty started on a positive note, headed towards near to 25,000 marks, corrected there from almost 200 points towards 24,700 levels. Again, we have seen recovery of 150 points. And though yesterday it was a big move, but today, in spite of that range, the range is quite wide of almost 200 and 250 points. So if we see the intraday low 24,700 to almost 24,950, that has been the intraday range. And we have seen a number of times swings between this range. And on the immediate basis, generally such moves are difficult to capture on the directional side, because within that range, indices are moving up and down. So generally what happens is, within that range, if you buy from the support zone, that time the risk reward is favorable towards the positive side. But at the same time, at the upper band, some selling pressure is seen. So you have to be very much quick, very much dynamic in playing out these levels out. So overall, immediate basis are biased for Nifty and Bank Nifty is mixed to volatile. However, if we talk about the levels wise for Nifty, 24,700 is the immediate support for Nifty. On the upside, 24,950 is the immediate hurdle zone for Nifty. And likewise, if we see tomorrow expiry also, this the range immediate basis in Nifty that 950. Let me. But post that, it has been very much tricky, and you can just see the chart from 24,700 to 24,950. Then it corrected lower, and now it has been more or less sideways. So overall, a bias is volatile within that range for Nifty. Now talking about Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty also has been in a very much dull note. If we see from the volatility wise, definitely good swings we are seeing on the either side. But if we see from the from last 10 to 12 sessions, Bank Nifty is broadly trading in a range of 1,000 points. Downside में 54,750 एक immediate support है, ऊपर में 55,555, that is a major hurdle zone. आज भी हमने positive opening देखी, a sharp move towards 55,350 levels, but post then again we corrected towards 54,750, and now back we are at 55,000 levels. So similar way for Nifty, Bank Nifty, the movement has been very much swift, very quick, very dynamic. So generally the biases has to be really flexible over here. So Bank Nifty may support the immediate basis पे 54,750 का, upside में 55,350 and positionally 55,555 एक major hurdle zone है. And जब तक इस range में play out होता है, हमें ये range ही play करनी पड़ेगी. And especially for writing, it is still fine, but for directional option buying, such moves are really tricky. So we have to be little bit more precise, and we have to take it as per the market setup wise. Along with that, if we see talk about the broader market, yesterday we've seen some cooler from the high levels, but today again we have seen good momentum. Stock specific action we are seeing in selective sectors such as pharma, hotel spaces there, defense, most outshining sector in last couple of weeks, and we have been quite positive and bullish on this counter, whether you talk about the HAL, BL or Musdog of these sectors. So overall from a sector wise, defense sector is looking very promising, and within that two counters that looks very strong from this spaces, BEL and HAL. So BL posts the result number also, some cool off was seen, but very strong momentum. So from positionally also, we can expect good 5 to 7% rally from here on. So BL would be our first CDI call. One can go long in between 377 to 379 levels, keeping stop loss of 365 for an upside move towards 400. So this is one of a CDI call within the defense space. BL would be a preferred pick. I hope the levels are clear, Avinash.
Could you please repeat it once again, Arpit sir? Actually,
so buy in the range of 376 to 378. Stop loss, keep stop loss of 365 for an upside move towards 400, 405 levels.
Great.
Yeah. Apart from that, if we talk about the mid-cap, small-cap, stock specific action is clearly seen. However, index has been very much roller coaster. So small cap yesterday has seen some pause, but right now it is forming, consolidating. But stock specific action is clearly visible. One thing that is I would like to highlight is why such moves are happening in the index, especially the volatile swings, because of India VIX. If we talk about India VIX as a structure wise, the base of the India VIX has shifted higher. Earlier it used to be between 13 and a half, 14, but now the base has been shifted higher towards 16 and a half to 19 levels. And because of which the volatility is also higher, though it is trading within that range, but definitely volatility is higher. And we have to really be careful because last expiry, last Thursday, if you remember, it was a one-way move. First half was very volatile, and then we have seen a trending move. Yesterday on the Sensex expiry, we see in a bearish momentum, and today, though there's no expiry, but still the volatility is there. So you have to keep position sizing in mind, and you have to closely track India VIX level how it is playing out because higher VIX definitely shows the swings. And since morning, we have seen a lot of swings in Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Sensex as well. So you have to be very much selective while playing out your option buying side or option writing side. Vinaj, what we can do, we can take a couple of stock queries in between, and as we see more BTSC and conviction delivery ideas, so we can talk about that as well.
Sure. रेखा जी, I guess अर्पित सर ने already डिफेंस स्टॉक्स के अराउंड बात कर लिया है on BEL and BDL, right? and HL as well. तो ये सारे counters आप definitely देख सकते हो. Query from Divyansh ji: Hyundai Motors bought at 1960 level. Should he hold or exit?
Yeah, Avinash, can you hear me?
Yes, actually, I guess you are facing some network issues out there.
Yeah, it got disconnected, but now it's back to great. Yeah, so Hyundai Motors, what is the buying price? Can you just repeat?
1960.
1960. So if I see Hyundai Motors after a sharp up move, also the stock is back to its previous highs where the stock corrected from. So buying price अगर आप देखें तो अभी स्टॉक 1910 के अराउंड आ रहा है, and if we see 1950 1960 एक सप्लाई जोन है. So our advice would be that better to exit the counter because 1950 1960 एक major supply zone है स्टॉक का. Closing above that would be giving fresh momentum towards new life high territories. So better to exit this counter. And अगर थोड़ा सा dip आ गया तभी हम revisit करेंगे. So better to book at such levels.
Ather Energy bought at 321 levels. Hold or exit?
Ather Energy. 320, right?
321. Yeah.
Okay. So generally, when this such counters which have very short chart history because they're recently listed, and it's definitely difficult to predict as per the chart wise. So definitely the data is very short. The chart purely on last, if we see there's barely data of 10 to 12 sessions. So immediate basis 310 is a support zone, but I think better to wait. Don't go overboard on the overboard on the sizing wise. So 310 का support है, ऊपर में 330 का hurdle है. Better for wait for some stability. 330 के ऊपर closing आती है तभी fresh momentum रहेगा for new levels towards 340 350 levels. And as we are discussing one BTST idea, we have flashed on terminal, and we have also shared it with everyone, that is Engineers India. So Engineers India, if you see good momentum is seen in selective infra and CPSC stocks, government-based stocks, and Engineers India, if you see setup-wise, classical range breakout on the daily scale above 193, 194 levels, strong bullish candle with good surge in volumes, and as the market flavor has been mid cap and small cap, so better to play with the momentum. So इंजीनियर्स इंडिया बाय कर सकते हैं 202 से 203 की रेंज में, 197 का स्टॉप लॉस रख के ऊपर 212 के टारगेट के लिए. इंजीनियर्स इंडिया इज द फर्स्ट बीटीएसटी कॉल.
So Rachit ji, so guys we have pinned as well. हमने BTS पिन कर दिया है इंजीनियर्स इंडिया पे. राइट 203 के लेवल पे मैं बाय कर रहा हूँ 202 या 203 के आसपास में और 197 इसका स्टॉप लॉस रहेगा एंड टारगेट विल बी 212 212 का टारगेट रहेगा सो रचित जी had bought BEL at 317 levels so when to expect a market correction in this stock.
So if you see, a very good entry point has been done in the counter, and if you see from there on, we have seen one-way momentum. If we see the setup wise, the stock is still in strong uptrend, and हमने अभी भी buy दिया हुआ है. So अगर आपको ट्रेल करना है तो आप ट्रेल कर सकते हैं. आपको 365 का लेवल ध्यान रखना होगा. That would be a trailing SL. Currently आप होल्ड कर सकते हो पोजीशन 365. आप ध्यान रखिए जब तक 365 के ऊपर है BL, bias should be positive or towards 400 plus levels. And as we're talking BLS day high, so guys, it's a very important that you should ride the winners, because generally that is a skill set very few are able to apply through it. So if you are holding good winning positions, try to make the most of it. Yes, keep trailing SL, so at least you have 70 to 80% profit book, and you can keep that level in mind going forward.
Astral bought at 13818.
1318.
Yes.
Okay, so if you see the chart data wise, it has been one of the most underperforming counter in last couple of months. But interesting part on the monthly and the weekly scale, a kind of a bottom formation has been done on this counter. If we see on the daily scale, a triple bottom was formed near around 1250 levels. And though we have seen some selling pressure from the higher levels, but immediate basis, 1300 is a major support zone. So as you have bought already the lower levels, you can hold this counter. 1300 एक major support zone है. जब तक इसके ऊपर रहता है, buys will be positive towards 1400, 1440 levels. Though the nature of the counter is slow and steadily, but risk reward favorable है, so आप hold कर सकते हैं 1300 का SL रख.
Hudko, what is your view on Hudko?
Hudko, so good momentum was seen in the entire CPSC and PSU stocks. Hudko, if we talk about the chart wise, good recovery was seen from low levels. But पिछले 7 से 8 दिन से अगर हम देखें तो प्रीवियस जो एक सप्लाई जोन था 230 टू 233, वहां से थोड़ा सा कूल ऑफ हुआ है. ओवरऑल एक रेंज में है. नीचे में 220 का सपोर्ट है, ऊपर 235 का हर्डल है. सो बायस वुड बी स्लाइटली पॉजिटिव टू रेंज बाउंड. जब तक 222 के ऊपर है, बायस वुड बी पॉजिटिव टुवर्ड्स 232 235 लेवल्स. 235 इज अ मेजर हर्डल जोन. 235 के ऊपर ही फ्रेश मोमेंटम क्रिएट होएगा फॉर द अपटिक.
Hindalco bought at 650 levels.
650. Metal has relatively outperforming post the some cool off in the trade tension between China front. Along with that, if you see Hindalco chart setup wise, if I look at the weekly chart, so let me have a look at the weekly chart. So high low structure is intact, and slowly the stock is moving higher. But on the upside, 666 and then 680 is a major hurdle. So I think you have already bought it. You can hold it. 666 and then 680 is a major hurdle zone. वहाँ पे आपको book करना चाहिए. Immediate basis पे 650 would be the stop loss for this counter. Also, one more thing I would like to add: please keep a check of the results, the stocks that you are holding, because the result season is in the last end of its leg. But it's very important because some results, when they come up with the bad numbers or good numbers, the impact could be very much severe. That we have seen in today's market also Dixon. So very important to guys keep that thing in mind. Result when the date is there, and accordingly you can position sizing of the counter.
So Henuji
Coming back to continue, Avinash.
So Henuji is saying that he made his biggest profit in his entire career, and the reason is he used to regularly visit our sessions and the way our expert shows the chart. Thank you, Henuji, for sharing this feedback. It really means a lot that at least you are learning a lot of things from our experts. So kindly keep joining us accordingly and get the most from our sessions and get the great advice from our experts. So yes, Arpit sir, please continue. Sorry for interrupting.
No problem. So such positive feedback, definitely it helps us to focus on more our approach, and as a team and as a house we put our best efforts definitely to put forward and make sure that we show the right path. Definitely there will be tricky days, but at least if you're able to learn the best from slowly steadily over the time, That is the best thing that we can hear it from our clients and from our customers. So coming back to Nifty and Bank Nifty. So if I look at the setup wise on Nifty, on the intraday chart also, it is hovering near 24,800 levels. And if you see consolidation चल रहा है, stocks में momentum है, Nifty का chart भी similar है, Bank Nifty is hovering near 55,000 levels. Tomorrow, if I talk for the expiry also, Nifty over data wise, call writing and put writing is intact, but surprisingly, the at the money premiums are quite high. So definitely there would be some swings that we can expect. If you talk about the VWAP level, 24,900 is a VWAP level for Nifty, and that will act as an important hurdle for tomorrow's expiry. So view wise, as we have already discussed, the volatility is likely to be within Nifty and Bank Nifty within that range. Not expecting very steep up move on the either side, but within this range, the volatility is likely to be there. So you have to play accordingly. Apart from that, a couple of ideas that we already shared. One was BL. Second is from the banking space, City Union Bank. So although banking is consolidated, but stock specific action we have seen very sharp and very clear move. And if you see chart setup of City Union Bank, slowly, steadily, the stock is moving higher. So classical pole and flag breakout on the daily and the weekly scale. Daily scale एक fresh consolidation breakout दिया है 193 के ऊपर strong bullish candle. And if you see slowly, steadily, the stock can head towards 202, 205, 2110 levels. So another CDI call from the banking space would be City Union Bank. आप बाय कर सकते हो 195 से 196 की रेंज में, 190 का स्टॉप लॉस रख के ऊपर 210 के टारगेट के लिए सेकंड सीरियल कॉल वुड बी सिटी यूनियन बैंक. And as we're discussing, so broader market में काफी अच्छा momentum है, and let's better to go with the flow. And another BTST idea that is from the capital space is Siemens. तो कैपिटल स्पेस अगर हम देखें, कैपिटल मार्केट्स, नॉट कैपिटल मार्केट बट कैपिटल गुड स्पेस. तो सीमेंट्स का अगर हम देखें तो वीकली स्केल पे एक रेंज ब्रेकआउट देखा है 3150 के ऊपर. डेली स्केल पे हायर लोस का स्ट्रक्चर इंटैक्ट है पिछले 7 से 8 दिनों से. तो सीमेंट्स विल बी अ बाय. 30 to 60 अभी चल रहा है, आप ये करंट लेवल पे बाय कर सकते हैं. 3190 का स्टॉप लॉस रख के ऊपर 3400 के टारगेट पे सीमेंट्स वुड बी अ सेकंड बीटीएसटी कॉल फॉर एज ऑफ नाउ. So two stocks we have shared, Avinash. One is CDI, City Union Bank, and second is Siemens.
So Arpit sir, could you please repeat once again the levels for City Union Bank, since we actually have just missed this trade?
No problem.
So it's a delivery idea, right?
Yeah, CDI call, delivery idea. So City Union Bank, classical pole and flag breakout, 196 अभी चल रहा है, 195 से 197 की रेंज में बाय कर सकते हैं. 190 का स्टॉप लॉस रख के ऊपर 210 के टारगेट के लिए City Union Bank would be a second CDI call. One more thing, generally there are times where index consolidate, and we also have a lot of session in the earlier that options is a tool through which we can play directional buying side also, we can play directional selling side also, चाहे वो bullish हो चाहे वो bearish हो. But this time the market has been, it's in a different zone altogether. And अगर हम बैंक निफ्टी देखें, so बैंक निफ्टी की अभी monthly expiry होगी on 29, and we are 7 to 8 days ahead of that. So looking at the stance wise, जो बैंक निफ्टी स्ट्रैटेजीज करते हैं उनके लिए हमारे पास एक स्ट्रैटेजी जो हम डिप्लॉय कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज बैंक निफ्टी एक रेंज है, नीचे में 54,500 और ऊपर में 55,500 जो सरपास नहीं कर पाया है. सो सच मूव्स को जनरली प्ले करने के लिए सबसे बेस्ट होते हैं आयन बटरफ्लाई स्प्रेड्स. And to play this swing, generally what we do, we sell at the money call and put of Bank Nifty and we buy deep out of the money call and put. So for the Bank Nifty monthly option players, आप iron butterfly strategy initiate कर सकते हैं, जिसमें you will sell Bank Nifty 55,000 call, sell 55,000 put, buy 55,500 call and buy 54,500 put at net inflow of around 400 points और maximum risk आपका रहेगा 100 points का. So बैंक निफ्टी में भी स्ट्रेटेजी इनिशिएट कर सकते हैं टू प्ले 29th May मूव, जिसमें हमने आयन बटरफ्लाई डिप्लॉय करेंगे. आई जस्ट रिपीट द स्ट्राइक आप सेल करोगे 55,000 का कॉल, सेल करोगे 55,000 का पुट, बाय करोगे 55,500 का कॉल एंड देन बाय करोगे 54,500 का पुट एट नेट इनफ्लो ऑफ अराउंड 400 पॉइंट्स, मैक्सिमम रिस्क वुड बी ऑफ 100 पॉइंट्स. Suggest we can take the benefit of it, and as a view is also that the bank nifty is likely to be in a range of 1,000 points. So better 50, it's totally hedged, so there is no worries of overnight risk. Definitely the risk reward is very much favorable, so I think it's a must do strategy for the bank nifty lovers.
So I'll repeat once again, Arpit sir, and also I wanted to confirm the trade. So we have to sell Bank Nifty 55,000 call, Bank Nifty 55,000 put. We have to sell these two strikes, right?
Absolutely.
And which are the strikes that we have to buy?
55,500 call will buy and 54,500 put will buy.
55,500 put we have to buy and call, right? So what will be the net combined for all of these?
I'll repeat, 55,500 call will buy, 54,500 put will buy. So 500 points above will buy, 500 points below put will buy.
Okay, and what will be the net combined for all of these strikes that we are doing?
So our inflow would be of 400 points. You will receive 400 points, and maximum risk would be of 100 points. So you can write maximum profit would be of 400 points. Risk would be of 100 points. So it's a credit spread dynamic strategy, but yes, it's very much suitable for such kind of markets.
Great. So guys, I'm posting out here in the chat, ये जो spread है Bank Nifty का, you can definitely, initiate this since we are, like couple of days ahead from Bank Nifty expiry monthly. तो Bank Nifty का जो iron butterfly spread है, आपको 55,000 का call और put बेचना है, 55,000 का 55,500 का call आपको खरीदना है, 54,500 का put आपको खरीदना है. मैक्स रिस्क रहेगा सबका 100 पॉइंट्स का ओवरऑल ट्रेड में और मैक्स प्रॉफिट रहेगा 400 पॉइंट्स का.
Why I've suggested, because it's very important as market is dynamic and we play with it. So options के through ही play कर सकते हैं, and risk reward is very much favorable. Along with that, our view is also similar way. That's why we have suggested the strategy. So just to summarize things up, before that, Avinash, we can take a couple of more stock queries, and then I'll just summarize the whole session.
Absolutely, sir. We'll take two more queries. Jindal Industries. I'm not sure if it's correct or not. Jindal, he wrote Jindal. I mean, maybe it will be Jindal.
No, there is drill, but I need the exact word. Jindal drill. No worries, we can take the Jindal drilling.
Yes. So we have a Jindal. Yeah. So Jindal also is stock. So
yeah, Jindal drill.
Stock.
Yeah, overall the stock is in downtrend. The major hurdle is around 680, 685 levels. जब तक 685 surpass नहीं होता, तब तक stock downtrend में है, better to avoid.
Okay, no, so Rahulji bought General Industries at 919 levels.
Okay, so and as we said, so overall in spite of market recovery, the stock hasn't recovered well. So कोई भी bounce back आता है towards 700, 720 तक का better आप exit करिए, because stock अभी भी downtrend में है. There is no major momentum. Better to shift to other counters within the similar space.
Okay, so Ashwaniji bought Nilkamal at 1799.
Nilkamal.
NIL.
Yeah, NIL. What is the buying price?
1799.
Okay, so overall the nature of the counter has been still in downtrend, forming lower as low lows on the weekly scale. नीचे से हमें थोड़ा pullback देखा है 1600 level के around towards 1800, but important part is whether it's able to sustain or not. So अगर आपका buying base already थोड़ा lower band पे है तो आप hold कर सकते हैं. 1680 का आपको stop loss रखना होगा. ऊपर में धीरे धीरे 1820, 1880, 1920 तक का मूव दिख सकता है. तो 1680 का आप stop loss रख के ऊपर 1900, 1920 तक का मूव दिख सकता है आने वाले कुछ दिनों में.
शिव नायक जी ने लिखा है प्रदीप टारगेट. आई गेस तो प्रदीप में काफी सारे स्टॉक्स है. प्रदीप फॉस्फेट भी है, प्रदीप मेटल्स भी होगा.
There are a lot of counters.
So शिव जी exactly, Pradeep ji, please specify it properly, so we'll answer it accordingly.
Yeah, no worries.
So this is
And
so I will take a last one, Arpit sir.
sure, sure.
GRST bought at 2510 levels. Should
GRST
bought at
250.
2510. Yes.
Okay. So if you see that clearly chart setup is a classical range breakout above 2000 levels, and the stock is comfortably trading around 2400, 2500 levels. So continue to hold the stock. The entire sector is in flavor. So आपने 2150 पे किया है, so we could suggest 50% आप profit book कर सकते हैं, बाकी 50% आप ट्रेल करें 2350 के stop loss से. Overall setup is positive towards 2550, 2600 levels.
Great, great. So guys, please post your queries on Stockholm, right? Since it's the time constraint is a factor over here. So yes,
Yeah.
Arpit sir, you can definitely sum up the session since we are nearly end of the session.
Yeah. So talking about starting with tomorrow, we have Nifty expiry. So
Arpit
there
sir, your
would be
voice is
swings within
breaking. I
this
guess
range.
some network issues.
Bias would be volatile with a buy on dip stance, but at the same time upside.
You're on mute, Arpit sir, and we just lost you from the initial. What you just said.
Actually, there was some technical issue on network connection. So just as I was saying, talk about the Nifty levels. Tomorrow we have Nifty expiry. So keep that levels in mind for Bank Nifty 54,750, 55,550 of the hurdle zone. Two CDI calls you have shared, BEL and City Union Bank. BTST is Cements and Engineers India. So very good momentum is seen in the broader market. Try to play through that and take one day at a time. Along with that, we have suggested Bank Nifty Iron Butterfly strategy for the option strategies for the monthly expiry. So hope you all have a great day and see you tomorrow for the expiry play. And with this, we would like to close out the session. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, guys.